And gentlemen, welcome into your next round of DMT action with LT Yako here. Today's matchup we have 9PZ versus RMC, aka known as the Royal Marine Commandos, with 9PZ taking up the German side or the Axis side, and the RMC taking up the side of the Allies. We're about less than 7 minutes before getting into the action, so what we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to go over the tank rules for DMT battles. So, in the DMT match, the match winner will be determined by the DMT total team score. The DMT total team score is going to equal to total combat score, total center point cap score, plus first cap bonus and held mid at end bonus. The total combat score is going to be equal to 3 times the crew 1 highest combat score, crew 2 highest combat score, crew 3 highest combat score, crew 4 highest combat score, and commander's P-strike combat score. The total center point cap score is going to be half a point times center point cap seconds. It is the responsibility of the crews playing to track the amount of time the center point was held in crew combat scores. However, DMT has bots that will additionally help and decide DMT match winner. So the game mode is going to be warfare. You're going to be fighting over midpoint only. Midpoint in this battle is going to be checkpoint on St. Mary Glees. The tank types, you're only authorized to use medium and recon tanks only. Use of the Sherman 75mm tank smoke rounds is prohibited. No set number of each type. Teams may decide their own mix. However, we are going to see a predominant use of medium tanks unless one side is going to be getting wiped off the map, and then they may be forced to use recon tanks. Team size, you're going to have 1 commander and 5 tank crews. Tank crew rules. Must remain with the same tank until it is destroyed or stuck beyond recovery. You may swap to a different tank type in HQs only. You may kill any enemy vehicles actively being used anywhere on the map. However, killing enemy vehicles in HQs that are not actively being used is prohibited. May only be shuttled back to their tank by the commander in a jeep or truck. You may drive through the 4th point capture area. However, fully capturing the 4th point is prohibited. You may switch to infantry at the start of the match to build nodes. However, placing mines as infantry is prohibited. You intentionally clipping a tank inside of an object that is not intended to be accessible object is prohibited. You may apply tank skins. Tank commander rules. You must stay in the tank at all times. May play in any seat in the tank. Crewman rules. May play in any seat in the tank. You may leave the tank to repair own tank or friendly tanks. However, you must stay within 15 meters of own tanks at all times. You may use smoke grenades to provide cover immediately prior to starting repairs or while repairing only. Spotting while outside the tank is prohibited. Use of the technician class is prohibited. Building repair stations, ammo supplies, and barricades is prohibited. Commander rules. Commanders must remain in HQs. May use the following abilities. Unlimited precision strikes per match. P-strike in enemy HQs is prohibited. Spawn tanks, trucks, jeeps. Use recon planes at any time and anywhere on the map. You may use supply drops in HQs for nodes before the 1 hour 15 minute mark on the game clock. You may use encouraged. You can use resource swap abilities. Use of any other commander abilities not listed above is prohibited. You may drop pings anywhere on the map. You may shuttle crews back to their tanks in jeeps and trucks only. You must stay in the shuttle vehicle. The commander must stay in the shuttle vehicle at all times. Spotting with or without binoculars is prohibited. Crewman reserve rules. Teams may bring reserve crewmen to help build nodes and fill in if someone disconnects. Must remain in HQs, calling out enemy tank locations, dropping pings on the map, or having any effect on interfering with enemy tanks, crews, when not an active tank crew, is prohibited. Match starting queue hold lines. Fighting starts at 1 hour and 15 minutes, which means we're about 2 minutes and 30 seconds before go time on the game clock. All tanks must hold in their first 2 grid squares until 1 hour and 15 minutes. Time before 1 hour and 15 minutes may be used to spawn the first wave of tanks, build nodes, and strategize. There is a restricted zone. Entering into the enemy's last 3 grid squares at any point during the match is prohibited. So we're going to go ahead and bring the map and review. So, for the Axis, again, 9PZ, they would not be allowed to enter into grid coordinates, hotel, item, jig, And for the RMC allies, they will not be allowed to enter in to the Abel, Baker, or Charlie grid squares. So, from this view, we can go ahead and take a look at some of the crews. We have a tank to the north that's going to be TC'd by Big Stu with its Let You Know and Webb. Then, moving out from HQ now, we got Biscuits, Pop That Bandwagon, and Kremlin Gremlin. To the south of him, you got Warwat, Cosmic Biscuits, and Boston, and then Polonian, Shocker, and Sit Hung Wei Lo manning the final tank for 9PZ. For over on the RMC side of things, we have Kai, Warrant Officer 1 Pepper, Corporal Ham. We have Warrant Officer 2 Ryan King, Cleve, and Corporal Thundernator. And then for Tank 3, we got Lieutenant Colonel M. Briner, Warrant Officer 2 Wolfie, and Second Lieutenant Weary. Lastly, it looks like we're going to either have that's the fourth crew. Second Lieutenant Chili, Hold My Beer, and Corporal Poppy. Alright, so as we can see, we got, looks like 9PZ is going to be attempting to launch a flank early. Big Stu looks like he's going to be moving around the north side of St. Miraglise. 20 seconds till go time, ladies and gentlemen. So for checkpoint is going to be very good for wide sightlines. Expect this area around here to be a key position. Expect the tank to be posted up around there, looking for any action around this hedge. But however, if any tanks are going to try and push along map line, that's a lot of open ground to try and traverse before you're able to get to cover with one of these two hedges. 9PZ is probably going to post up a tank somewhere along this hedge right here and watch map line. I do believe the cover is going to give 9PZ a little bit of an advantage as the go is given, and we can see the tank starting to move out right now. Judging by the formation of the RMC, they're going to send all units straight for checkpoint, as 9PZ seems to be spreading out just a little bit more. We will see if volume by fire helps win the day. One of the 9PZ tanks gets stuck on a tree. RMC is taking the initial cap on checkpoint. It looks like Big Stu, initially having his tank on the flank, has decided to back off against that flank. Which honestly, I don't think the flank would have been a bad call here. Coming down around Cemetery, you could definitely would have came in behind them. Potentially pick off a few eager tanks trying to get to midpoint, trying to earn this cap off the rip. I believe we're gonna have our first engagement. Yep, yes we do. Biscuits takes a hit. Ryan King lands another blow, but I believe that was a turret shot. A couple of the RMC guys are holding off, offering backup in case one of those tanks goes down. Yeah, Kremlin Gremlin going ahead and conducting his repairs. Millennium moving in, seeing if we can get an angle RMC takes the bonus for first midpoint cap. Oh no. Stu delivers a blow on the Kai. Are they going to be able to get the finish? Oh, it's not going to be good for Kai. Kai goes down. 9PZ draws first blood. Oh, this might not be good news. They're going to get a turret hit. Yes, they do. That was body hit. I would push that advantage right now if I was 9PZ. Seems like Big Stu is going to be... No. They decide to hold off. Nine PZ starting to put mid-cap pressure. Oh, that aggression's too little, too late. You had the opportunity. If you take a one-hit advantage and they don't hit you, you got to push that. Ooh, RMC loses another one to the north. We're going to finish this one off. Ooh, a trade. Oh, excuse me. That was 9PZ that ended up going down. RMC picked off this attempted flank. So I believe that puts the total kills at 2-2. Yeah, Big Stu and this tanker, that tank group, excuse me, going down. And then you have Kai, and you have this other. So we're going to be seeing, due to the fact that 9PZ is able to put their body weight into the strong point itself and get that strong point bonus. Known in warfare, you'll get ×3 body cap. No, the weight for capturing a point. RMC might be pushing in now. It's going to be too little too late to save the point, but let's see what RMC is doing. RMC's making a collective push between the two tanks here. Ooh, RMC takes an early hit. She won advantage now. 9PZ over RMC. Unless RMC can find a way to drop a hit, but I don't think they will be able to. Tentacle M. Ryer is going to pull back. We'll keep it right. Oh no! Oh, they're just barely. Oh. Didn't see it in time. 9PZ gets another kill, finishes off the rest of RMC, and will securely hold on to checkpoint for the time being. There's still RMC still has one hanging out back here. It's kind of like the flank defense. Second Lieutenant Chili. I wonder if they would have a view on Chili from up here. You know, if you potentially push map line, you might be able to get a view on him. Let's check out the map. We got War Rat taking his PZ4 far north. Big Stu down here, holding defense towards map line. It looks like he's chilling on Route de Gamblesville for the moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, something that doesn't really often get brought up here in terms of warfare is the fact that if you take and hold center point, you got to be careful of not pushing in to the opposition's second point, because it can operate as a sort of early warning detection system. If, as you know, when it comes to these DMT matches, there's not a whole lot of manpower on the map, so something just as easily as pushing out into the vicinity of the cemetery will cause cemetery to enter in into a contested status. So if the tankers are paying attention, that's going to be giving a little bit of heads up that, hey, somebody's moving through that vicinity. So until Chile repositions his tank, likely to avoid a possible peace strike attempt. Ryan King is moving north of cemetery. We have War Rat chilling. Trying to potentially intercept somebody trying to move down through the cemetery area. Recon planes goes out. I believe this is RMC's recon plane going in and trying to take a look at their current tank positioning, which is going to reveal War Rat. So we'll see if Chile is going to react. Oh, very dangerous for 9PZ here. Nice little hidey hole. Will it give him much of a view, though? That's the question. I don't think it will. Oh, we got Ryan King making a flank. And the question is he going to come straight south, or is he going to try and cut over at this intersection? Looks like he's just trying to hold the intersection, make use of that long sight line. Try and pick off somebody trying to cross that main MSR. Oh, here we go. Potential little bit of action. Oh, no. Thought Chile was moving out. But both tankers have killed their engine, waiting to see if they hear another tank coming by. That's why I always tell people, talking on mics is optional in Hell Let Loose, but having a headset so you can hear the sound is definitely should be mandatory if you want to be halfway decent at the game, because you can get a lot of information out of sound. You know, tank engines, tank positions. The Sherman engine makes a different noise than the PZ4 engine, so if you hear something that doesn't sound like a friendly passing by, that's your cue. It's getting a little spooked. He's gonna try something. Oh, he takes a hit. Oh no, and they're stuck. Oh! off the front treads. The little side hood there. Oh, and a P-strike going in. Oh, that was unfortunate marking. RMC put in a good aggression here. Getting the turn. Oh, the gunner missed. RIP. RMC can afford to take the time. And gets the kill. RMC is actually making a move to the north. They look to be grouping up there. Oh! Chili takes a hit. Who is this? War Rat coming in for some vengeance. 9PZ exacts a revenge. Recon plane going out. I believe this should be 9PZs. I guess I was mistaken. That was RMC that launched the first one, I guess. The second one ought to be... Yep, the second one was 9PZs and reveals Lieutenant Colonel's M. Breimer's tank to the north, which I believe is going to signal to Big Stu on the map line. They're going to start making a lookout for it. As the other two are for 9PZ are not in position to counter that, as they're deep either in checkpoint or deep into the buildings. I believe Lieutenant Colonel is going to be looking out for Biscuits. I believe he wants to pick him off before he gets it back up to the battlefield. Oh, Brian unfortunately takes a hit. Ooh, 9PZ does not get taken out in the P-strike, but does actually take a hit as they tried coming out onto the main MSR. Using both tanks to double tap, essentially one-shotting. Oh no. Looks like he knew better than to try and push out onto that road. Say I would probably, if I was War Rat, I would probably try to counter flank. However, you do have Second Lieutenant Chili coming into the north. Oh, looks like you got one being aggressive. Oh no! Why? Fire! Oh, you got stuck on the posts. He's going to play this smartly. Oh, non-pen off the turret. He's going to have to pull back now, which he does. Score one more for 9PZ. Let's see if RMC is going to let that action go or not. This dude's going to have to try and cover that road. I don't know if he's got a view on it, however. I don't think he does. Ooh. RMC. Oh! 9PZ pulls off the miracle. Unfortunately for RMC, that shot hits the side of the building. Oh no. GG's to War Rat's tanker right there. May have been had dead to rights, but he successfully fends off a 2v1. They need a rep really quick though. As let's go see what's going on with Biscuits and Lieutenant Colonel out here. Biscuits is a little too active, I think. Oh, they just barely avoid the catastrophe. The danger's not. They're not out of the danger yet, though. Oh, they gotta go faster. They gotta go faster. They gotta go faster. Oh no! Ah, engine. R.I.P. Lieutenant Colonel gets one back for the RMC. I believe their carcass cleaning up. Oh no! Oh no! We have an exchanging of shots. Second Lieutenant Chili coming back for some vengeance. Alright, I would not push that too aggressively. They're kind of equal right now. Here they come. Yeah, too aggressive. That was too much of a gap to close between the two of them. I do like the aggression because there's nothing more that kills my soul a little bit than when a tank crew or, you know, a side in general just has an opportunity and the opportunity goes to waste due to lack of aggression. And I'm talking about not just in the terms of DMT tanking, but you know, just like in general, if you're playing offensive and a really good bombing run wipes out like the majority of the defending team, and the attackers, and including the garrison, and the attackers just don't go swarming in. They're just, you know, they're really passive. They're not being aggressive. And that gives the defense enough time to get a garrison back up and start spawning in and getting defenders back up and going on the point. So good, I mean, good effort there for Second Lieutenant Chili's tank group. It was just too much space for them to take advantage of that situation. Plane going in. I do not know if this was RMC's or PZ, 9PZ's. Because if it was 9PZ's, unfortunately there was nothing there, so I couldn't be able to tell. And if it was RMC's, well, I can't see if if Big Stew's tank got revealed or not. So far, it's been a pretty decent match. I would give right now the current slight nod to 9PZ in terms of kills, and if they haven't already done so, they've either tied the amount of time taken for midpoint, or have already just recently went past it. So RMC is going to have to figure out something to do here in order to get back and start getting pressure on checkpoint. So if I was 9PZ at this moment, I would probably send a tank to southern map line and then send one more down this main road towards checkpoint. They got 2 on the battlefield right now, so they'll be waiting to stand up probably 2 tanks momentarily. Well, Lieutenant Colonel's been making a lot of moves with this tank. He's covering a lot of space, but the question is, will Biscuits be ready for him this time? Oh no. Oh. Did the spotter see him? Yeah, spotter saw him. Yeah, they're going in pursuit. Question. I don't think they know the threat's there. Oh, but they're correctly looking towards checkpoint. We'll see if Biscuits is able to exact his revenge here. There they are. Oh no. Nothing they can do. They're caught in the open. R.I.P. F's in the chats. Really unfortunate timing for the RMC there. So RMC is going to have to really decide if they want to wait and try and make a collective push together, or but however, if you do that, you're losing time towards 9PZ having cap weight. Granted, you got that initial cap bonus. However, as every second passes, that's points in favor of 9PZ. One of RMC's tanks is found. Here we go, RMC on the move. Warrant Officer 2 Reynolds and Kai's, I think it's Koch. No, that's Kai, yeah. Now, hard to tell between an I and a J, slightly. But Kai and Reynolds are going to have to collaboratively move in and try and keep their tanks alive in order to give RMC a chance here. I believe this recon plane is going to be RMC's recon plane. It looks like 9PZ is ready and waiting for RMC to show themselves down this main MSR. And then you also have Biscuits getting in position to hold this road as well. Unfortunately, there's no way to tell for RMC, really. This might be the time to pull back and away, or at least try and go farther north and come back around if you want to try and get an advantage. Ooh. Non-pen turret hit. I do like the RMC strat that they're attempting to do. They're trying to get 2 guns down the main MSR. Oh no. It's going to be a trade-off unless 9PZ falls back, or if 9PZ gets an extra. Nope, never mind. Unfortunately, 9PZ gunner hits tracks. Kai's tank's gonna fall back. Alright, line up in position, but you gotta be careful. You don't have any defensive opportunities here, and I would probably pull back just a little bit and line up my front so that if my driver needs to pull off into this alleyway, he can. Oh no, oh, don't tell me he's gonna go charging. Oh no. Granted, the second RMC tank hasn't exposed himself, but well, actually, this may actually. Oh no, this isn't. Oh, I don't know why the gunner was having his. Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but they had a little bit of an opportunity with Ryan King's turret facing the wrong way. But no matter what, I mean, at close quarters, you're just not going to win that gun battle. So 9PZ goes down 2 tanks. Polonian, it looks like he's going to withdraw a little bit, or at least try and put his tank into a little bit of a defensive position. As we saw with Chili's tank earlier, that was just too much ground to cover to try and take him out while they're repping. And we still got Big Stu out here. Honestly, if I was RMC, if he comes up on my recon plane as still being in that same position, I'm dropping a peak strike on him. That's just me personally, though. It's starting to head south a little early. Honestly, if I just got that report from War Rat that he had 2 tanks right there, I'm flanking. I'm taking this MSR coming up. I'm coming down. I'm trying not to go in a cemetery because that would probably clue them off. But I'm going to try and come down and around and see what they got going on back here. He may be trying to utilize this side road right here. Sorry, wrong side road. Land hit. He did land a hit. So Lieutenant Chili is unaware. He's behind him. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good recon plane for 9PZ. How are they looking? Oh, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, you got an opportunity here. You gotta take it. You gotta take it. You gotta go fast and hard right now. What's that? Here comes one shot. Down goes one, down goes two. PZ adds 2 more kills to their total tanks. Shocker gets out, conducts his repairs. That is an unfortunate loss for RMC right here. Ooh. Chili backs off. I think they had an opportunity to hit turret. Could not finish the job, though. They take the hit themselves. They are forced to fall back. PC get another kill here? Seems like it. Oh, they're coming in for Chili. Oh, Gunner was correctly watching. Oh, Chili's tanks goes down. Attack one more for 9PZ. Currently got only 1 tank left on the battlefield. Lieutenant Colonel M. Byers right now. Oh, picked off. Trying to get back to safety. RMC adds 1 more back. Byers making a move. Takes a hit, but finishes it off. Will Big Stu come out and exact that revenge? Oh, there's another tank. Oh, they... Fire goes down. Exchange of kills. Oof, it's been quite the battle so far, but 9PZ still holding the advantage. And we got Kai moving to the north. War Rat moving to this, just to the south of him. Big Sue looks to be finally repositioning to the south as well. Now, Kai is going to be waiting in this intersection, which means unless War Rat turns off, he's going to be taking a blow. But it's going to be something that's going to be easily escapable. Unless they happen to hit engine. This would be one hell of a shot if they ended up doing so. Saying wait. Nope, no. honestly, if yep, I'm gonna say if I'm Kai in that tank, I'm pushing down this roadway, and I'm trying to flank to the south right now. Miss. Big Stu's gonna be able to get a shot on him. I think Big Stu's just off to the hedge just a little bit. Oh wow, I'm surprised I didn't get engine. Oh no! I don't think they got a, yeah, they don't got a shot. But still, I'd be panicking right now. See, if Kai had made that move earlier after they delivered a hit onto War Rat's tank, you could have already been coming down behind. Nothing there on that P-Strike either. You could have already been coming down behind and potentially engine your opponent. But now the opponent saw you cross after they delivered a hit to you, so they're gonna go. So they're gonna now know to react. Now, will it be for anything? We'll find out. But if I'm also RMC, I am gathering the last of my tanks together because you got about 30 minutes left. Yes, you can still pop out some, but you need to make a collaborative effort here in order to try and get to mid. Oh no. Oh no! Will they get away? No, they will not. I'm gonna say there's been times where I've seen gunners hit the fence post because they're a little too conservative with their shooting. But yeah, we're definitely gonna now expect RMC to just gather their tanks together for a last collaborative effort. They got one coming out of bottom now. They gotta make a decent move. 9PZ at the moment is currently expecting them to flank, so I would say if you make a good collaborative effort to the south along map line, you'll probably, I mean, you got to contest with Polonium and Big Stu down there. But, I mean, with about 30 minutes left, remember in warfare you need at least 2 minutes to capture an objective. So if you gather all your forces together and move in on the south to try and hit them, you can at least have some time to restore some of your losses that you're inevitably going to be taking. Big Stu is going to reposition his tank. RMC is gathering their armies together. They only got 3 out of the 4 possible tanks for them, though. And be playing it a little less aggressively. Have some sort of angle, but going through this hedge, unless the tank passes on the north side of La Mason, I'm not going to be seen. So right now, Stu might be looking at a potentially 3v1. Oh, this is potentially RMC's recon plane. Once Big Stu's revealed and it shows the other tanks up to the north, they're going to pounce. Here goes one. Oh, counter recon plane. Oh, shows all three of them. RMC's lost their surprise opportunity. IPZ's not really reacting though. Yeah, Big Stu's tank looking. Oh, it's not good news. Not good news for Big Stu. Engine. You can maybe see an exchange. And RIP. Down goes one, 9PZ. You gotta be thinking they're gonna be moving in from the north now. You gotta be looking for them. Past the 30-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to get a view. Oh, they're going to get a view on one, I think. Ooh. They had a Rick hit. He's going to have to get back. Oh, not in time. RMC claims a second victim. Oh, no. This is War Rat Biscuits. War Rat is charging in on the counter flank, but did he get spotted? He did not. Oh, but somebody else. Oh no! Don't reverse! Don't reverse! Oh, crazy ricochet shot. Oh, don't go into don't go into the open. Third victim. Right now you got Biscuit's last tank. being the only thing stopping RMC from claiming midpoint cap back into their favor right now. And the second one RMC tank pushes into checkpoint. Oh no! I believe that's going to be RIP. And midpoint cap switches hands into the RMC. The collaborative effort works to take back checkpoint. With 26 minutes left to go, ladies and gentlemen, that means 24 minutes for 9PZ to come in and recap checkpoint. Right now, I mean, that was a flawless execution for the RMC. I don't believe they took any losses, so that's going to be time spent for 9PZ deploying mediums back out into the battlefield and trying to get their tank crews back up and going. Oh, yeah, I mean, and you're seeing a fourth tank now arriving onto the battlefield. Kai coming in. They're going to try and take up defensive positions. Warrant Officer 2 Reynolds. Looking for a tank coming in on the west side. I believe this is who? Big Stu? Yeah, Big Stu's tank. Big Stu coming in. It's not going to be in a good position for countering Reynolds' tank down here. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch. See what happens. Ooh, Stu lands a hit. Run's gonna withdraw. Now if I'm Stu, I'm probably turning this thing around. I'm withdrawing and I'm going around this hedge. I'm trying to push up it and trying to come around from behind. Second Lieutenant Chili there is now sitting there waiting. Well, I guess Stu's going to be the one to kind of dangle the keys in front of him and take their and keep their attention. I still think 9PZ has a healthy kill count in their favor, but if anything, this time spent holding checkpoint, and if RMC manages to hold checkpoint for the final cessation of this match, I believe that's going to give them. It's going to put the score really close, I believe, especially if RMC can continue to pick off some more 9PZ without taking any losses. Exchange of hits. Gonna get the shot. Oh, Stu goes down. Oh. He's playing a dangerous game there. This gets narrowly and Void's getting avenging Stu. It's coming in from the north up here. Polonium. And if he keeps advancing, he's going to get shot in the flank. going on in this. War Rat takes a hit. Exchange of fire. They're waiting. It's like seeing out Fury or something. Or Fury Part 2. Both tanks just... oof. I think Pulliam got spooked. I don't know if they saw something or what. Maybe the spotters saw the tank and decided to back up. Ooh. Brutal. Pulliam's not going to get away in time. RMC's playing this defensive posture beautifully right now. Guessing Ryan's tank took a hit and got back. War Rat goes ahead and gets some repairs being conducted. I want some s'mores ice cream. I don't know about you guys, but I want some s'mores ice cream. Sounds good for today. Oh, that tanker's gotta come. That was tempting, but you just gotta hit that side plate. Hits being exchanged across the board. Ooh, RMC gets back into hiding. 9PZ conducts repairs. Stu moving in now, just north of all the fighting. He may be able to give himself an advantage. He may be able to give himself an advantage on. Hard to see red on red. Second Lieutenant Chili's tank. However, he's going to have to address Chili's first before addressing Ryan's. Do have M. Brimer, Colonel M. Brimer saying waiting and wait. Waits to see. recon plane only shows half of RMC's current position. Ooh, P-strike going in. This. Nah, there's no way that hits. Chili's tank takes a hit. Oh, this might be a play. Biscuits might be making a play. I don't think they're tracking Ryan's tank there. I'll say it would have been aggressive. But he might have been able to pounce on Ryan's tank if he pushed that hedge. Might be waiting for Stu to maybe land a blow. And if he does land a blow, Stu's got to tell Biscuits to push and make an attempt. I don't know which action to follow. We get M. Brimers following Big Stu's tank to the north. I thought Big Stu was already out here in the south. Where do you go? Oof. Big Stu took a double shot. Not of espresso, but armor piercing. He's probably wishing he's had some espresso right now, though. Alrighty. Coming up to the 13-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to leave 9PZ 11 minutes to start the cap on midpoint. Can't get past these hedges. Potential P-strike going in. Oh! Just barely off the mark. Because Tanks takes a hit. Gotta get back for that timer. Chili's making a move. Does he have a shot is the question. Backs up. I think they saw just a bit. Gunner gets in. Chili's gonna secure this kill, I believe. Yeah, he does. Oh no, disaster for 9PZ. Losing 2 tanks at this critical time. These 2 tanks I'm repping and I'm pushing together. RMC is playing it to perfection right now. Oh no. Oh no, the gunner missed! So did their gunner! Oh, opportunity lost. Oh no. No, opportunity definitely lost. Not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, I do not see 9PZ coming back and taking back checkpoint, which would give RMC the end holding midpoint at end bonus. So, I mean, right now, RMC has done a lot to close the gap between the kills and deaths between the two sides. I mean, I know it's impossible to really tell, but if I'm 9PZ, am I just holding back? Like, with 8 minutes left, I don't know if there's much 9PZ can do. If you have any sort of advantage, if you had an advantage, then it was in terms of the KD that your team eventually put on earlier throughout the match. Once RMC took back and you've lost a couple tanks, I don't know if, I mean, that's probably playing the game a little bit above and beyond. You know, kind of like, you know, taking a loss to intentionally keep out like the New England Patriots out of the playoffs or something. But you do play to win the game. Warrat taking in a recon tank north right now. The biggest thing working against 9PZ is time. They have the fuel. They got 2,000 fuel. They just don't have the cool-off timer going for their side. I'm a little too far north. They're waiting on the flank. right, ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes left. Oh, this might have been potentially played. Kai did see that recon tank pass by. Five minutes left, which means 3 minutes left. 9PZ can try and make a play on checkpoint. Ooh. That's a daunting recon plane showing what they got to deal with right now. And they're about to have the other position found right now. It's just notching another kill for RMC. So really the only advantageous position for 9PZ will be to get up into this wheat field to try and get a look on those two in the hedge. 2 minutes. Yeah, what do you do if you're 9PZ here? Fortunately, there's not a lot of time left to do anything. So do you charge and ultimately take some hits and die? And I mean, 9PZ's only hope right now is that KD that they built earlier this match and the time that they spent holding checkpoint. Which I believe, honestly, at this rate, with the fact that RMC captured with roughly about 30 minutes left after after holding it for like the first 10 to 15, I want to say the time spent holding mid is going to be fairly comparable. But RMC in 30 seconds is going to be given the held point, midpoint at end bonus themselves. Of course, I cannot tell with what comms they got going on, what their planning is, but looks like they're trying to at least get at least 1 or 2 kills left as 3, 2, 1 in time. RMC holds mid at the end of the match, so they will secure that bonus. Minute 50 left in the match. Oh no. Oh, oof. Not good. That definitely doesn't help 9PZ's cause. All right, guys. Well, so with 20 seconds left, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be leaving the admin cam at the 1 minute mark, so we can start going over the scores. Alright, guys, so for 9PZ, we had House Squad being led by Big Stu with a combat score of 190. We had Dog Squad with War Rat being the highest combat score of 665 to Cosmic Biscuits, or roughly 660. Item Squad being led by Biscuits and 9PZ with a total combat score of 190 amongst their crew, and then Polinium with a 285 combat score underneath Able Tank Squad. I'm not able to see the tank squads on the side, but it looks like we have Hold My Beer tank squad with an 855, Corporal Ham's tank squad with a 350, Cleve with a 475, Second Lieutenant Chili's with the 855, and then Second Lieutenant Weary's tank crew with a 282. Yeah, Kai's with a 350. And that's going to be it for the match today, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Oh, and Brimers with a 282/285. Kai with 350s. Ryan King with a 475 tank crew. And Second Lieutenant Chili's with the 855 tank crew. So, I'm going to have to say RMC, from my judgment, has taken the victory today from 9PZ. So GG, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for supporting the live as always. Remember, me on Twitch is going to be streaming comps and scrims. If you want to see regular admin cams and general play, follow me on the talk. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. And we'll catch you on the flip side. I will be doing another match tomorrow morning. Altiaco, out.